Earlier this month, India announced a rupees 1 lakh crore scheme to spur research and development in the country. About a decade and a half ago, and with a very different objective, China set apart funds for a scheme that was not identical to India's plan, but something which has drawn comparison in sections of the Indian media now. Was China's 1000 Talents program a success? And how is India's RDI different? Hello and welcome back to Business Matters of the Hindu with me, K. Bharat Kumar. India's RDI, or the Research, Development and Innovation Scheme, is set to have a two-tiered funding mechanism. At the first level, a special purpose fund, or the SPF, would be set up. This would act as a custodian of funds. From the SPF, funds will be allocated to a variety of second-level fund managers. Allocation for R&D projects from these second-level fund managers shall happen in the form of long-term loans at low or nil interest rates. Contributions in the form of equity may also be considered, especially in the case of startups. And when the occasion demands, contribution from the fund to deep tech fund of funds, for example, may also be considered. Now, what kinds of companies will benefit from this SPF? Energy, security and climate action, deep tech such as quantum computing, robotics and space, artificial intelligence and its application to India-specific challenges in agriculture, health and education, biotech, biomanufacturing, pharma, digital economy including digital agriculture, technologies required for strategic reasons, economic security, self-reliance or public interest. Significantly, funding will be allocated to projects that have reached a certain level of maturity or market potential, or what Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav refers to as TRL4, or Technological Readiness Level 4, because he says projects at this level face the highest risk of abandonment for want of financial support. Historically, how has India done in terms of spending on R&D? In the Economic Survey of 2024-25, Chief Economic Advisor Ananta Nageshwaran had said the gross expenditure on R&D in India increased from about 60,000 crore in FY11 to about 1,27,000 crore in FY21. However, this is only 0.64% of GDP, which he said was insufficient and remained low compared to many countries that have advanced in R&D. The chart on your screen shows how poorly funded R&D in India has been relative to other nations. The funding for R&D in India has historically been sourced predominantly from government entities, the survey points out. It says that in the case of other developed and emerging economies, this is not the case. Private businesses pitch in with about 50% as a contribution to total R&D in their nations. In countries like Japan, South Korea and the US, this share exceeds 70%. China, on the other hand, has a combination of major government funding with rising private sector involvement, leading to R&D spending of about 2.1% of its GDP. In some sections of the Indian media, India's RDI has inspired comparisons with China's 1000 Talents program. These are two very different programs with different objectives. Since 2008, China's TTP, or the 1000 Talents program, has helped enable Chinese researchers and scientists living abroad to come back home. The TTP was originally a scheme targeted at bringing back established researchers who had left the country. It then expanded to include younger talent and foreign scientists. By 2018, the plan had benefited a total of 7,000 people, according to an article at nature.com. While China's stated intent with its TTP is to be able to attract researchers back to its shores, this program drew suspicion from the US. Following an investigation, the FBI pointed out that participants in the TTP had to enter into a contract with a Chinese university or company and often affiliated to the Chinese government, and this usually required them to subject themselves to Chinese laws, share new technology developments or breakthroughs only with China. The FBI points out that they couldn't share this information with a US employer or host without special authorization from China. Though the FBI acknowledges that talent plans can often foster legitimate sharing and collaboration as part of an appropriate business or research agreement, sometimes this is not the case. It says that talent plans could involve undisclosed and illegal transfers of information and technology. Finally, the FBI makes a telling comment on China's talent plans, pointing out that the country oversees hundreds of talent plans that all incentivize its members to steal foreign technologies needed to advance China's national, military, and economic goals. On the other hand, India's stated intent with its RDI plan is to be able to encourage and fund an innovation and research mindset, not to reverse brain drain. The latter may happen indirectly though. After all, if aspirants seeking to go abroad seek to benefit from the RDI plan, then Indian soil may in turn benefit from their staying back. In the same cabinet meeting, following which the government revealed its RDI plan, an employee-linked incentive scheme was also announced. What is the ELI? The EPFO, or the Employee Provident Fund Organization ELI scheme, is aimed at formalizing employment and deepening social security coverage. With a total budget of about rupees 1 lakh crore over 2 years, its primary targets include the creation of approximately 3.5 crore jobs between 1st August of this year, 2025, and 31st July of 2027. One part of the ELI scheme is intended to benefit employees. This includes individuals who are first-time employees, earn less than or equal to 1 lakh rupees a month, and are newly registered with the EPFO, or the Employee Provident Fund Organization. Here, employees must stay in the job for 12 months and complete a financial literacy course. A portion of the incentive is reserved as a savings deposit. A benefit of rupees 15,000 rupees or 1 EPF wage month is disbursed in 2 installments, one after the end of 6 months and the other after the end of 12 months, plus the completion of a financial literacy course. This part of the scheme is intended to benefit about 1.92 crore workers. The other part of the ELI scheme is intended to benefit employers that are registered at the EPFO and which intend to expand their payroll. Small companies, less than 50 employees, must add 2 employees, and large companies with 50 or more employees must add 5 employees or staff members, and each of these must stay for a minimum of 6 months. Employers could benefit up to a level of rupees 3,000 per employee per month for 2 years across all sectors, and for the manufacturing sector, this incentive is extended to the 3rd and the 4th year as well. And here's how the graded payout works. A graduated benefit is based on the EPF wage bracket for manufacturing employees. 1,000 rupees for wages at less than or equal to 10,000 per month, 2,000 for the next slab going up to 20,000, and 3,000 rupees for wages going all the way up to 1 lakh rupees. This part of the scheme is expected to cover 2.6 crore workers. That brings us to the Did You Know section we have for you in each episode. Did you know that every year India sees 1 crore students graduating across all courses? And here's a quiz question for this week. What is the total number of faculty or teachers that were recorded in the All India Education Survey of 2021-22? And here's the answer to the quiz question from the last episode. What are the atomic numbers for rare earth elements in the periodic table? At least one respondent got it right in the comment section. Lanthanides are assigned numbers 57 to 71 as atomic numbers and branch off after barium on the periodic table. That's all we have for you folks on this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Until we meet again next week, have a lovely time ahead.